Hey, it's Lauren. Thank you for watching my videos. Welcome back. If you watch my previous videos, you'll know that I was in the process of moving. I'm still in the process of moving. It's taking a little longer than I hoped. I am currently staying with my dad, and it makes it really hard with my kids and my husband and everything going on to take the time out to make these videos. So I'm sorry about the, time between videos, but I'm going to try really hard to get one out at least once a month so that I can answer the questions you guys have. A lot of people have been asking me several questions about my choices and how I went about having surgery. So I want to put that all here in a video so that you guys can use this video to start your journey. First off, how did I get weight loss surgery? Well, my recommendation to you is if you have health insurance, which you should have health insurance because you're supposed to now, call your insurance company and see if your policy covers weight loss surgery. If it does not, unfortunately, you are going to not be able to get it through your insurance, and you might want to see a surgeon to see if you can work on payment plans. If your insurance does cover weight loss surgery, there are going to be requirements and stipulations. It is not easy to just get a yes right away. What you will have to do is call your medical group. If you have Kaiser, you will call member services. If you have something like Blue Shield or even Medi-Cal or Medicare, whatever you have, call your medical group. That's the group that you're with your doctor. The number should be on your insurance card, or you can ask your doctor's office who the medical group is. Ask them their requirements to be approved for weight loss surgery. They absolutely should be able to give you this information. It's not like you can just, jump through hoops and pretend that you need weight loss surgery and they'll give it to you, because honestly, if you don't qualify, you're not going to have it. For me, I was required to do an orientation, then a 12-week program, then there was a lot of physical testing done. I had some blood work, I had an EKG, I had to have ultrasounds and MRIs and scans and all these things done to make sure that I was healthy enough for surgery. There was a long list of things I had to do to get the approval from my medical group and my insurance company. It took me probably 6 months of trying to get approved before I could even make an appointment with a surgeon. And before those 6 months, I still had to do 6 months of dieting. I still had to have my doctor recommend me for the program. It took a while to really get in the door of a surgeon's office, but I had to do everything my medical group said. Once I saw the surgeon who was recommended by my medical group, I had to have a referral. He had me do support groups. He had to I had to do a seminar. I had to do more testing. Lots of stuff had to be done. I had to do a pre-op diet. That was like almost a month long, and it was hard. I'm not going to explain my pre-op diet because every surgeon they always do something different. Some surgeons have a strictly liquid diet. I've actually met surgeons that have no pre-op diet. It completely depends on who your surgeon is. Mine was partial liquids, absolutely no starches. It was insane. But I can't prepare you for what your surgeon's going to do because I don't know. I don't know what your surgeon's going to tell you to do. I'm just going to tell you that if you want to have weight loss surgery, you will do it. And it won't be as hard as you think because you are right there at the finish line and you know you're not going to fail. So yeah, that was how I got surgery. Also, I get a lot of questions about why I chose the sleeve versus the lap band or the bypass. I didn't, obviously the switch is something that is typically only done as a revision for extreme cases. That is not something that is typically done for most bariatric patients, and it's typically not even an option. So I'm not even going to discuss it because for me it wasn't even discussed. I didn't even learn about it until after I had surgery. The three major surgeries that are offered are the lap band, the sleeve, and gastric bypass. It is completely up to you which surgery that you choose. All three work. It doesn't matter which one you have. They're all tools that will help you lose weight. And as long as you make the effort, they will work. It's up to you. And that's the number one thing you have to remember is it doesn't matter what you choose. They're going to work as long as you make an effort. What you have to take into consideration is the possibility of side effects and complications. That is exactly what you need to look at before you decide. For me, I was in my late 20s and I have to live the rest of my life with whatever decision I made. So my perspective was, number one, what is the best option for me long term? I took into consideration that the lap band has the highest amount of physical complications. There is chance of slipping. There's a chance of the lap band causing scar tissue or erosion or other issues with your actual stomach. There's, fills and maintenance, and I am, not a high maintenance kind of person. I don't want to continue to go back and get fills. I wanted long-term restriction. I didn't want to, increase or decrease that restriction. I know a lot of people who love the fact that they can change their restriction when needed. So, the lap band is a good choice for some people, but to me, I didn't want the foreign object or the high requirements of maintenance. Let's see. As for deciding between the Roux-en-Y bypass and the vertical gastric sleeve, I chose the sleeve, but it wasn't my first choice. I originally thought I wanted the lap band, but once I learned more about it, I decided no, I didn't want that. Plus, my surgeon told me that he didn't like doing lap bands and he didn't want to do it anyways. So then it was between the gastric bypass and the sleeve, and to be completely honest, I didn't decide until the day my surgery was scheduled. My doctor was like, it depends on what you want to do, you just let me know before surgery which one you want and I will do it. For me, the decision lied in my age. The older someone is, the more success they typically find with the bypass. But then again, I also know people who are older and, advanced age who are also thriving with the sleeve. My decision came down to absorption. I like my full ability to absorb everything I eat. I knew that I was going to make a change. I knew that I was going to take control, and I knew that I was going to eat healthy foods, and so I chose the sleeve because I first wanted to keep my pyloric valve, which is the pyloric sphincter at the bottom of your stomach. If you don't know what that is, then you should probably watch my other videos. I wanted to keep that. With the gastric bypass, they bypass it. Secondly, I did not want to bypass any of my intestine because I didn't know where my health was going to go in my older years, and I don't want to lose the ability to take certain medications that might be needed for my health. I do know that there are some medications for people's physical health that do not absorb correctly after the gastric bypass, and because I don't know where my body will go when I'm older, I didn't want to compromise my health when I was older. So that was my justification for having the sleeve. When I chose to have the sleeve, the advisor of my weight loss group was not as pleased as I had expected because they didn't believe that there was very much known about the sleeve at the time, and they didn't think I'd be as successful, although I've lost all of my excess weight. It kind of proved a lot of people wrong with my sleeve because I did lose all the excess weight. Also because I do have some of the complications that other people have been told they won't have. For example, my best friend had weight loss surgery and she chose the sleeve, and the surgeon told her she wouldn't have to worry about dumping syndrome. And I am living proof that people with the sleeve can get dumping syndrome and that it's still just as awful. And I can say that with a smile on my face, but dumping syndrome scares the bejesus out of me. It is so painful. So just because you like sweets doesn't mean that the sleeve is going to prevent you from having dumping syndrome, because Lord knows it did not help me. Those were pretty much the only reasons. I had the sleeve because it sounded like the most minimal change to my digestive tract with the best success results and lowest amount of complications for me. Again, your decision is based on what you want. I'm not going to try to influence you, and if you email me asking me which surgery you think you should have, I'm probably not going to answer you. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean that in a, first, it's unethical for me to make medical decisions based on for you, and second, your life is your life. You have to be the one to decide, not me. So thank you for all the emails. I really do appreciate it. I love hearing from you guys. Your stories are inspirational and amazing. And those of you that are reaching out because you don't know what else to do, I really suggest, please start by calling your insurance, call your doctor, figure out what you can do, because honestly, I can't help you. And at this moment right now, if you can't afford surgery, make it happen and do something. Get a job, a side job, start saving money, put away as much or as little as you possibly can, but do something if you want to have surgery. But eating healthy is free. Well, it's not free. It's actually pretty expensive. But there's always something you can do. And the worst thing that I have seen is I frequently get emails of people feeling like they have no control. And if you feel like you have no control now, surgery is not going to give you control. You have to get that on your own. You have to develop that control. You have to take control of yourself and your body and your habits. Surgery only helps weight loss. It does not force you to change who you are. So I wish you the very best. If you want to get a hold of me, you can still reach me on Facebook or my website. My website is now lifecoachlauren.com, or you can still reach me at thehappiestwomanalive.com. I love to hear your stories. Please continue to message me. If you're interested in coaching, I can absolutely help you. Send me a message. I'm available for hire. I do not coach for free, so please don't ask. If you send me a message, I'll try my best to get back to you. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't have time with everything that's going on. And you can get my books on Amazon. I'll have another one coming out soon. It's called The Information That Ruined My Life, but also made me the happiest woman alive. I hope you enjoy. Talk to you soon.